All right.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy T Money.
And it's your girl DJ Baby Blue Diamond.
This your boy D, aka Mr. Live at 5. And you now tune in to Where You Ask Podcast, man. I got my shirt on today, y'all.
Yeah, I see.
I've been wearing my mask at work. I've been wearing my mask, but not the shirt.
I don't know what my mask is.
You don't know where it's at?
Exactly.
You know what? I thought I lost mine too until I looked in my gym bag.
I washed it, so who knows where it's at now.
I want to know what's up with did any of y'all go to the comedy show that was going on? I think
I didn't remember. I didn't hear
with Desi Banks.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why didn't no one promote it? I didn't even know about it till afterwards.
I saw him promote it on Facebook. He was like on his fan page, but I didn't see nobody like from like us. Like
I didn't see it till afterwards. I saw that AC did an interview with him, and I saw a couple people I knew went out to the show, but that was like I said after the fact. It wasn't like
right. Yeah, I don't know.
We gotta do better, San Antonio.
Oh, he just tuned in, so we can go ahead and bring him in. So before we do, y'all, everybody who's watching right now, thank y'all for joining in another episode. Man, how many? What we in? 11?
11. This will be our 11th episode of Well You Asked already.
11. We deep, man. We veterans already a little bit. But appreciate everybody that's tuning in. YouTube, Facebook, wherever y'all at. Only thing we ask that y'all do is participate, drop some comments, ask some questions, because ultimately we're here to answer y'all questions. We just have topics lined up just in case, so we can keep the conversation rolling. Share, subscribe if you haven't to all the platforms. Also, how many days afterwards before the audio is up?
What do you mean, on our Spotify and all that?
Yeah.
Mondays. Every Monday we get a new episode of Where You Ask every Monday, 8 a.m.
There we go. So y'all go ahead and follow those. You know, just so if you driving, you can listen. We don't want you looking at your phone. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I do that. I look at my phone while I'm driving when I'm looking at like 85 South Shores. It's just a visual though, you know. It's
some things you gotta find on YouTube. So it's
right.
kind of hard
visuals.
To just listen to it if they have a visual to it. So it's kind of hard.
Definitely, because you know it's the facial expressions and all that stuff that actually makes the what they saying a little bit more funny. Because you know. But we got a guest we about to bring in. We're gonna allow him to introduce himself. From what I see, his name is Freezus Christ. So we about to ask him why his name is Freezus Christ. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring him in real quick.
That's funny.
Yo, what's up?
What's good? How y'all doing?
We're doing good, living. You know, trying to stay above water in Texas.
Nothing wrong with that. I need to get out to Texas. Texas is calling my name.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's raining.
So for the people who don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself and let people know a little bit about yourself.
I'm Freezus Christ, rapper, comedian, host of Winging It, powered by Overtime Hustling. I'm one of the Overtime Hustling alumni. You know.
Okay. Where you from?
I'm from upstate. Well, I was born in South Carolina, raised in Jersey. I now reside in upstate New York.
Okay.
East Coast.
I had a question off top. Where did the name come from?
All right. So it's been a long time, like when I was younger, people used to always make fun of me because my real name is Granver. And it actually all kind of ties in. But
okay.
My real name is Granver. I'm named after a minister. When I was younger, girls used to always say I had a big butt, so they would say I had a grandma booty. So they started calling me Granny, right? So then one of my homeboys, may he rest in peace, his name is Owen. He told me I look like a young Granny Fresh, so he would call me Granny Fresh. So I ran with Granny Fresh for a long time. Like he combined the Granny and the Fresh, and I would run with that for a long time. Then at one point in time, when people was throwing Izzles and Easies on the end of everything, I switched it to, it became Granny Freezy. That shit just started to sound too cheesy, so I changed it to G Freezy, and then that shortened to G Freeze. And then one day, I think somebody said Jesus, and then I was like, no, Freezes. And then that's when Freezes kind of stuck. And then, like I said, my name is Granville. I'm actually named after a minister. My whole family is like deep in religion for the most part. Okay. So I thought it would be funny to make my stage name Freezes Hussein Christ. And
yeah, that's definitely
but I thought it would be funny. Wow. And I also knew it would raise some eyebrows. And needless to say, I did catch some inboxes from some of my family like, yo, what are you doing? And then Freezes Christ is kind of stuck. It works good. It goes well. It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw it, when she was like, yeah, we're going to have Freezes Christ on, I was like, Freezes Christ? I'm like, this is about to be a wow. Because
I said the same thing when I first saw his name. So I did not know that. That's crazy. Shout out to the people who already tuned in from Overtime Hustling. We got Overtime Hustling tune in. Jonathan Fernandez tune in. Chronicles podcast. That's another Overtime Hustling podcast, right? Freezes?
Yes, sir. No, well, it's an affiliate.
It's affiliate. And then we have Clouds. Then we have Clouds on YT tune in too. Shout out to Clouds on YT tune in. What up? What up?
Yeah, somebody said
Upstate New York.
Upstairs called Canada.
It feels like it from time to time.
That coldness.
Like I hate the cold. Like I'm really trying to get someplace that has no winter. Like that's my ultimate goal is to get someplace that has no winter.
Texas has it, but it's just like you never know when it's gonna happen.
Exactly.
It's like random. Like we had a blizzard damn near this year. Like
yeah, I saw it. I saw it on social media.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Nobody was prepared for that.
Nowhere.
How did y'all make out with that?
Barely.
I mean,
barely.
As a collective, the city was in shambles for real, but with power outages and things like that. But it was a small selection of people that whose neighborhood or household wasn't affected. You know what I'm saying, about what was going on. And down here, it's ran off a grid. So
yep.
And if you just happen to live on a grid where first responder buildings are like police stations, fire stations, clinics and ERs, things like that.
He was good.
Like chances are, you're not gonna lose power.
Exactly. I have a sister who lives in Houston, and her building is right on top of a HEB, so she was good.
Oh wow.
She was good.
We had to go to my mom's house. We had to go stay at my mom's house for like 3 days.
That's crazy. See, for y'all, I guess living on something like that is equivalent to us like living on a street that has underground power lines. When we get like snowstorms and power outages and crazy winds and stuff, the streets that have underground power lines always fare well. The ones with above ground power lines don't.
Yeah, and then I don't think the people in charge handled that situation like they was literally taking people power, trying to disperse it here and there. I'm like, this is not going good, and I don't even know how many deaths happened. I just heard about an old couple that was like pretty much frozen in their house for like a week and nobody knew.
Really?
Yeah.
I ain't heard about that one.
Yeah, it was like almost a week after everything happened and stuff started kind of going back to normal. Like, you don't hear from some loved ones, especially elderly. And you get people to go and check, and then you find, the husband and the wife is in their house in blankets, but they dead. That's just
Wow,
crazy, man.
that's cool.
That shouldn't even happen.
Yeah,
That shouldn't-
the state, like the state of Texas didn't.
Is snow something that y'all get on the regular? Do y'all get snow? Like, are
Hell
y'all?
no.
Nah, not what
In Houston, in some parts of Texas, yes, but not where we live. We live in like
North
San Antonio.
right.
North
We got
Texas, no, like Hill Country, that area they get snow more frequently than the city per se. But
Dallas area type.
Yeah,
it ain't nothing crazy. Like this was crazy.
Yeah, the Dallas Fort Worth area, you'll see more snow up there.
It reminded me of that movie, The Day After Tomorrow. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
I just watched that movie the other day. I was like, damn, this shit's crazy.
Now, do y'all agree with this? I was saying, do y'all agree with the conspiracy theorists when they were talking about it was because Texas was trying to pull away from the U.S.?
Well, Texas has been trying to do that forever.
Yeah. If you think about it, Texas is its own country in its own way anyway.
Like we're the only state that has its own Pledge of Allegiance.
You have your own Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah.
Can I hear it?
I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, right? Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I ain't said that.
I personally haven't said
I ain't said that in so long. Like,
like we haven't said it in a minute, right?
Hey, if anybody in the chat, man, if y'all know,
under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, an individual. I pledge my head. Oh, there's more to it. I didn't know the pledge to the Texas flag was longer than what we say.
I need to pledge the freezers.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, that's
I pledge
allegiance to the freezers, the buffalo wings and blue and cheeses.
Hey, hold up. Wait a minute, hold up.
Oh, man, when pipelines and wind turbines froze, there wasn't really much they could be done. That's right, Jonathan Fernandez.
That's crazy.
Hey, real quick, I want to give a big congratulations to the residents of New York. I literally just thought about it as I'm looking at my man, get started on the late night festivities. Shout out to the state of New York for making the right decision on legalizing cannabis for recreational use.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best thing. Now y'all got to bear with me because I didn't realize, so I looked at the camera how white my knuckles was, so I had to get some lotion real quick. Apparently, it ain't just
You're good. You're good.
Hey, that's been in effect for what, about 2 weeks now?
You know what? If I remember correctly, I guess so. I can't say I remember that far back.
But like, yeah, man, I've been doing it recreationally for years. It didn't even affect.
Yeah. But the coolest thing now is like, you can't be bothered with it. Like I can go and grab me an ounce and ride with that motherfucker sitting on the passenger seat like it's riding shotgun with me, and then it ain't bothering me.
That's what's up. Because you know how many I don't even know the numbers, but I know it's a ridiculous amount of people that's in jail for that specific reason. And I mean, if you're gonna legalize it, you gotta release the people that's in there, bro. And
that's what's even more beautiful about it. They are like overturning certain convictions and stuff like that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's a good move right there. That's good because you'd be surprised how many they treat people. They treat marijuana like it's coke. Like you giving out people time. Like this is ridiculous.
But do you want to hear some even crazier shit? Even though they legalized, these motherfuckers still took it upon themselves on 420 to go smoke in front of the police station.
Wow.
Like made a whole event out of it. I'm like, yo, why poke the bear?
Yeah.
I think I don't agree with. I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't do that because you're asking for that negative attention. Ultimately,
you're right. You're right, but at the same time, it's like, what can they really?
They can't. Yeah, they can, but they'll find something.
Well, No, they if they really want to be smart asses about it, and they be like, well, this is an organized event, organization, aka gang, aka you got all this weed together, aka this is more than 3 ounces, aka Rico. Let's take all these niggas down.
Right. They'll find something.
Yeah, that's
And
true
y'all
too.
selling it. Yeah, they gonna say
Right.
y'all selling it, y'all
Nah,
distributing
hey,
it.
yeah, I see. I ain't even think about that part. That's the first.
Yeah.
That'd be the first thing that they say.
Yeah,
They
you
won't.
already know they're gonna come up with something. We see it all the time. Like you go from a busted tail light to let me search your car and see if I got a hint of marijuana in your car. But like, really? And then they get these dogs. If you ask me, they dogs ain't worth shit because they keep on getting these hits and ain't nothing in there.
No, years ago, I was working for UPS, and we was doing these things called it's called peak season, where you can like pull doubles or whatever. So I would go in and maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning, or 4 or 5 in the afternoon. We can get off until about 4 or 5 in the morning. Well, what we would do, what me and 2 of my homeboys would do, we would go up, and UPS was right by Dallas DFW International Airport.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually right across the street. So, but all of that, I guess all of that is considered federal property or whatever, like in and around that area. So what we found this spot, it's not like you can't go up there. It's just it has certain hours where you know, where it's almost like a little outside picnic area. And it's on a hill. So when you drive up, you can literally see the planes landing from over top of you. Because the runway is
it's right there.
Yeah, how the hill set, the runway was like right in front of you. So those are nice, you know, you get out the car, lay on top of the hood or whatever, and then just watching for the car. And we ended up getting, like, the police ended up sneaking up on us, and you know, got us out the car. The dude that got me out the car searched me because he swore up and down we was blowing up there, but we wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? So he was like, "Oh yeah, we smell this, we smell that." I'm like, "Sorry, you don't smell that." So like that's when they yanked us out the car, and I got my hands on the hood, you know, assuming the position, and he gets the mind you. I told you I work at UPS, but I work on the flight line, so I need earplugs.
Mm-hmm.
I had a pair of earplugs in my back pocket. When he was searching me, he swore up and down for about 2-3 minutes that what he was feeling in my pocket was a bag of weed. And he was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "What you mean?" He's like, "What you mean? Like these are earplugs? I've been on the force 6 years. I know what a bag of weed feels like and all that." And I'm like, "Well, you need to go back." I said, "You need to go back to, you know, the academy. Like this ain't it." He reaches out, pulls out earplugs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying, to Freeze's point is like, yeah, you're right. It like what we were doing, we knew we weren't supposed to be up there. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like that, you know, when they decided to assemble, you know what I mean, like, you know what I'm saying, and bring they weed with them and toke out in front of the police station. They could have easily said like what Freezer said, "Hey, well, it look like y'all are intent to distribute out here. Y'all are like, this is well over the legal amount we say y'all can have and all of that." Just like us, we had already been told from a week before that, don't go up there past a certain time. Us being knuckleheads at the time, we didn't give a damn. We went up there anyway. Well, if he really wanted to be an asshole about it, he really
that mean
like, "Oh, yep, that's what it is," and he wrote it up like that. And I'm like, "Nah, this earplugs. I ain't got no way to prove that."
Yeah,
right.
That's well, luckily that didn't escalate to something else because
Overtime Hustling said that New York is still trash though.
yeah.
That's funny. And
I never been to New. That's one of the places that's on my bucket list to visit.
Me too.
Upstate New York.
I mean, just New York. I mean, you know,
I would say you should go to the city, but I wouldn't like coming up. Like honestly, coming upstate New York, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not much to do. Like, I mean, there are certain things. If you like being in nature and you like, well, do you drink?
recreationally.
I mean, they got some fun like beers and shit up here, but like Other than that, but see, it's one of those things when you're in a place, you don't never want to be there. Like when I was in Jersey, I wanted to get out of Jersey. Now I'm here, I want to get out of here. So no matter where I go, I'm probably just going to want to get to the next place.
Yeah, I feel. Well, I've been in San Antonio my whole life, so I mean, I've been, you know, out of the state and stuff, but I just, you know, it's just certain places that I just want to visit just to, you know, mark it off. But yeah, I probably will go to like New York City. I mean, that would be the actual place I would visit. I don't know nothing else besides that, so.
I want to come out.
Overtime Hustle says, "Save your money. All New York is trash." God, what you got against New York, man?
He's from New York, so that's why.
When people say they want to visit, like Texas, or they like say I want to visit San Antonio. I heard, but we were like, why? Like, why would you want to come here? But like San Antonio is a big tourist attraction.
We got
if you've never been
legs, that's why. But
if
now
you've never been to the city, you'll enjoy it.
I'm not gonna let y'all pass on this because I don't know. Y'all topic for tonight is like, I'm not saying bashing women, but I'm the only female on here, so I got to defend the women tonight for y'all topics.
We know.
And also, I don't like.
I'm pretty sure Iris will be in here soon, and she gonna.
I hope so you can have my back. And I don't like that one of the topics y'all have, you know, trying to go with my birthday month because I'm a Virgo September baby, and September is supposed to be taking man out on a date month. But
why? What's you know what?
Why does that bother you?
Right.
Because why does it got to be? First off, why it got to be on my birthday month? It could be any other month, but you supposed to take men out anytime, not just on a certain month. Anyway,
well, yeah, but I mean,
50-50. That's how I used to do it. I don't know if people still do it, but I know if I'm talking to someone or dating someone, it's always 50-50. Like if you pay for the first one and the second one is my time, you know, it's 50-50. That's how you're supposed to do it. But some people don't do it that way.
Most men don't care about paying for the date and stuff like that. That's not the point. The point is sometimes
you just want to show love.
Women need to show that same appreciation at the same. You know what I'm saying? Men, we got hard days too.
Of course, that's why you cook dinner and all that and do that.
I want to get taken out. If I keep like it's different. Okay, so let's say it's not. You can have an in-house date. That's no problem. You can cook dinner, have candlelight that. Sometimes it's just getting out the house. You know what I'm saying? Just getting out the house and, you know, vibing and in a different environment versus the house. Because as we know, it's like we still kind of in the pandemic. So like people, for the most part, a lot of people are still stuck in the house. So to get out, you know what I'm saying? If she come home and be like, hey, it's Friday. Hey, babe, you know what? I'm gonna take you out on a date. You be like, oh, snap. Okay. For what? You be like, what you want to eat? You know, that's not, I don't see why is that a big problem. Like,
no, it's not.
Don't get me wrong. Cooking dinner is cool. Like I appreciate the time that went into it, but at the same time, it's like the equivalent. It's like you was gonna eat anyway, right? Like,
right. It ain't like you was gonna eat cooking because it's a special day. We was gonna have to cook something regardless, or go get some fast food.
Unless you cook your favorite dish and make it special.
Now then that's something different.
But usually that's like once, like your birthday, or you know, it's not like a every weekend type thing.
That's true. That's true.
And then I made that post, and I was, you know, pretty much asking women like, when's the last time you took your man on a date? You picked him up, or you drove, you paid for it, you know, and all this other stuff. Like, when's the last time you did that? And then, you know, it's like some women is like, well, why should I have to do that? You know, I'm the woman, or they'll say, I miss when the old school man, you know, he wasn't concerned about, you know, this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, you know, the difference between the old school man and us is that when the old school man was doing these things, their woman wasn't allowed to work. So you can work. Yeah. You're an independent, successful Black woman, like you put on your posts all the time. You know, they post it all the time, and I don't need no man. I got my own money, this, and this. Like I say, men is not concerned about your financial ties. We want to know different values in you. Women, they want to know how can you provide for them.
Listen, equal rights fucked it up for women. I say that for a long time. Like when you check that box, can you lift 50 pounds? Yes or no? If you check that box, yes, that shit just leveled the playing field completely.
You know what's funny about that is my cousin was at a gas station one time, right? And his girlfriend was pumping the gas. And then he said this dude came up to him and was like, "Hey, bro, you should show more manners. You shouldn't be letting your woman pump the gas." And he was like, "What?" He was like, "You shouldn't let your woman pump the gas." He said, "Well, when we're in the gym and she's squatting 250 pounds, I'm not helping her then. So why she can't lift a nozzle?" I'm just saying, like, it's a nozzle. That's easy. So,
and like, don't get it twisted. Like, there are times where I can be a gentleman, I will be a gentleman, but it's like the thought of like obligation that like men are just supposed to do certain things where I'd be like, nah, yo.
Right. So I saw a video and I made a poll out of it. So I want to see what y'all thoughts on it. So Steve Harvey said that he doesn't have female friends. He said it's impossible for a man to have female friends because the man is waiting for an opportunity to, if he can get in.
No, that's just a lie. Steve Harvey is a sellout, a bald-headed sellout with a potato head mustache ass nigga.
I didn't agree with it.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Let me try to explain this real quick. Give you my thoughts on it, right? What he said wasn't necessarily false because
it was him though. I believe.
Right, but that's what I'm kind of.
Yeah.
I believe what he said wasn't entirely false. There are dudes like out there who play the friend role until an opportunity presents itself, especially if he's the friend of a homegirl that got a shitbag boyfriend or husband.
Right.
So if he's been playing that role and that's been okay, that there are dudes like that. For me, I got plenty of attractive homegirls or whatever that it's just strictly that, and it's always been that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like just because you have an attractive friend doesn't mean you trying. It ain't mean you trying to get in their pants. You feel what I'm saying? And that's on both sides. Just because the female got a non-ugly looking homeboy, that don't mean she trying to fuck him. And vice versa, like that, or get with him or whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean that. You know what I'm saying? It's all situational. You feel you know what I'm saying now?
Yeah, I think he put people in a box. I think when he said that, he should have clarified that.
Well, not what it is what he said was he feels. I think he can't do it because
right. That's what I'm saying.
It's a pattern. He'll be married. Like
okay, what you gotta say, Blue?
He'll have a homegirl, fuck her, divorce the wife, marry a friend that he fucked, and then find another homegirl, fuck her, divorce that wife her. Like you follow
right. He has a pattern.
Yeah, he has a pattern. Yeah, he can't do that.
Yeah.
He can't.
Blue ain't feeling it.
Blue, what's your thoughts, Blue?
Yeah. Homegirl who? I'm the homegirl. I'm the friend. I'm your wife. Homegirl who? Well, okay. You video and all that. So I'm around a lot of guy artists. I get it. Some of them are my homeboys. Or I get it. Because all this, I would never sleep with
it's like Travis said, it's situational though. Like all dudes are not like that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna speak as a man. Women put all men
types of my home only for the simple fact that, like you said, oh, I didn't know it was cutting out.
I don't. What? Okay,
I mean, I got quite a few female friends that there's no attraction there.
Right.
Like it's just motherfuckers is cool.
A lot of women trying to tell men how I am.
Yeah, like
I can't tell you how it's this whole uprising of, you can't tell me what to do. I'm my own woman, this, and this. Oh, but you can tell me what a man is supposed, like you can tell me what a man is supposed to be, but I can't tell you how I'm supposed to be as a man.
So well, how about this? What if, okay, so if men can have female homegirls, can women have male homeboys?
Yeah.
That's what we saying.
That's what we saying. Like that's literally what like take my wife, right?
Y'all trust that? You telling me y'all trust the male homies? Well, if it's not your homie, but y'all trust.
It's not about the nigga. It's about trusting your partner.
It's the partner. It's this is a good guess right here. Look, Blue.
Because let's say you do trust your partner. Let's say your partner is not onto that, but the homeboy keeps trying to force that.
If your partner is A1, she gonna cut it off.
That's on her to check that. And
right.
Then if it gets to a point where he's still pursuing or whatever the case may be, then she need to come to me. I'll handle it from there.
Exactly.
See, and I think
exactly, Chris. Steve Harvey should not be held as a beacon of manhood.
He definitely shouldn't. He definitely shouldn't.
Where the women at? I need women on my side. But no, like you said, I feel like it's the partner that you with. If you can trust them, you can. If you can't, you can't. The reason why I say no to homegirls because I've seen it done to me personally. So no homegirls.
Yeah, but men have seen dudes that there's their woman's friend and they tried to holler at them. That don't mean we just gonna cut off the whole race or sex of men for. Oh, okay. So one dude one or two dudes tried to holler at your girl. Okay, so you're gonna just say no more homeboys at all. So that's kind of like that's controlling.
Yeah,
that's controlling. Now you're gonna force that person to sneak because they might have built a good relationship with a friend. You know what I'm saying? But they had other friends that actually tried to cross that boundary. And like I say, as a woman with your homeboys, he can't do nothing that you don't allow. So if anything happens, she allowed that to happen. So, but yeah, Steve Harvey, I can't. That was almost a Derrick Jackson moment. Like, nigga, don't do that. You can't do that.
Somebody need to run fast as Usain Bolt and just catch Steve Harvey on the back of his head with an overhead. Pow.
But what's scary is women listen to Steve Harvey. He speaks to women a lot. So a lot of women is gonna be like, you know what, Steve? You right. And then now they trying to practice this ideology on their man, and it ain't gonna go right.
Yeah, this ain't the movies. You feel me? Like this ain't the movies. This is real. Like this is real life. You know what I mean? Like you're not finna tell. Like you're not finna. First of all, if you need a book tell you to stop giving away pussy freely, you got problems way before that book ever came out. Like
basically.
Like how many dicks did it take for you to suck for you to be like, you know what? Maybe I need to.
You want to know what's real funny about that shit? It wasn't even really the book that made them stop because they don't read. They was too busy with the disc. It was the movie.
It was the movie.
Oh man, that was a good one right there.
Niggas like, oh shit.
They didn't read no book. They busy.
Real tough, for real.
So on the poll, like 80%. Of course, my polls is always biased every time. It's always the women is saying no and the men is saying yes. It's always like that. But if I was to put, should men pay for the first date? Of course, all the women is gonna say yes. So you do.
I always say with that, it depends on who asks. always say whoever asks should pay. So like if I hit you up and say, hey, let's go chill, let's go hang out, then of course I should pay because I asked you. But if you ask me, then I feel like you should pay. Now if we have a mutual understanding that we just trying to see where this is gonna go and we're friends, then you can split it.
Yeah.
See, I don't feel like you should ever really split it. I don't feel like you should ever really split it. I feel like splitting is like the worst of all things ever.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I've never split a bill, but you know, some
That's
people
like
might.
that's like bringing a coupon to a date. Like,
What's wrong
Look,
with that?
if I was
Hey, I
single,
got a
I'm all
funny
for
story
it.
about that.
I'm
if
all
I
for
was
it.
single, well, I don't know, because me and my wife take if we get a coupon.
no, all right, if you're married, yes, but on a first date, you like, hey, brother, I got this 2 for 1.
Who did that on the Wayne's episode? On the Wayne's brother was it Marlon who did that when they went to go eat lobster or whatever?
Freezes.
They did that on every sitcom in the 90s.
Bro,
They did with the coupon. They tried to sneak it to the waiter from the cool.
Yeah, nah.
Travis, you did
Man,
that?
so your coupon is expired.
When me and my wife started dating, she came back from tech school from the military, this thing called Exodus, you know, just like for Christmas and shit, right? Well, and I'm in Virginia at the time. I had these Hardee's coupons, right? I was at Hardee's every morning, like or every other morning. Bacon, egg, and cheese, biscuits, you know, the cinnamon raisin biscuits, you know, all of that.
Hardee's be hitting.
Like Hardee's slap. Like for
That shit is good as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
Boy. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed there, and it was right around the corner from my.
Was like a breakfast restaurant or just
it's everything, but the breakfast is the move.
Okay.
The breakfast is the move, but I ended up like when she got back. You know what I'm saying? I was at her mama house with her, and we got up we got up to go get some breakfast. She like where you want to get some breakfast at? I was like, well, shit, let's go get some Hardee's. Well, I was already prepared for that because I had them two for one. You know what I'm saying? Coupons and all of that. So I pull them out, and I'm paying for it, and I hand the coupon to the window girl, and she give us the food and all that, and we take off. About 5 minutes back, headed back to her mama house. You know, you can feel somebody burning a hole in the side of your face,
right?
Staring at you. So I just had, and I'm driving. I ain't even. I got music playing. Like I'm good. I happened to look over. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" She said, "I have never in my life used a coupon." I was like, "For real?" She was like, "Yeah, I've never clipped one. I've never you know what I'm saying, like you get them like with the newspaper and the mail and all that different shit." But she was like, we never used them. We never even thought to use them. I'm like, shit, you missed out on a whole bunch of deals then.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, listen, I will use coupons. Like even right now, me and my girl been together for a while, so it's easier for me to I use coupons now because it's different. But like on the first date, I probably would never use a coupon. But I learned to use coupons as a kid because like people like, listen, going to the store and getting to keep the change. You get some coupons and you go to the dollar store. You come, listen. I come off at the end of the week. I be caking. I used to go to school. I'm buying cookies for the lunchroom.
Yeah, you winning. Hey, look, so on TikTok, I said, you know, it's kind of messed up. It was kind of a joke when I said it though. So you know how when you walking, you and your girl walking down the street, the gentleman thing is for the men to walk on the inside, right, closer to the street. I was like, what if you on a date, right? And y'all hit it off and everything. Y'all walking down the street and a freak accident happened. Like a car or something jumped the curve and it hits you. You push out the way, you save her, whatever, but you end up passing away. I said the messed up thing about that is like she might cry for a day or two maybe, but in a few weeks, it's gonna be another dude walking on the inside of that street.
Yeah. This
dating, man, I'm telling you, that's why. A lot of men is talking about the whole pain, like women women can literally get on a dating app, find a date, and get dinner for free if they want to. Like they can literally not pay for dinner for a whole week.
I realized how
Same
easy it
thing,
was
just not
for
on the-
females.
folks that ain't on the right dating site.
You say what?
I
I
realized.
said dudes can do the same thing.
Oh,
Nah, listen, T. I realized how easy it was for females when that OnlyFans mega file leaked. Listen, it was chicks up there with C-section scars, bullet wounds, and I'm like, niggas is paying for this?
paying for it.
Well, you be
Like-
surprised. A lot of men have a lot of
pay for
weird
food.
fetishes because I've interviewed a lady who has an OnlyFans page on the sex podcast that I'm on, and she said that sometimes men just want you to walk around in a sexy top and then pay for that. Sometimes they want you to fart. She said the craziest thing they had was for her to fart. She's like, I don't know how to make that sexy, but
Niggas is nasty.
they would pay lots of money.
There's no way you can make that attractive.
Right. It's no.
That's what she said. So we told her, we were like, well, what you do is you find like a fart sound and you just go like this, pretend like you did it, and it'd be like, oh, sexy. She was like, but yeah. So you be surprised sometimes.
What if the niggas like, I want to feel the air?
There's a site where people just want pictures of your feet. There's a site where people just want
He's
pictures
like,
of
I
your
didn't feel
feet,
the wind.
and they make lots of money that way. The sites where people sell their underwear and they make lots of money that way.
Yeah, you OnlyFans was
So you'd be
OnlyFans
surprised.
had been around for a while, and I think
Sell
they
your
were
underwear.
using,
You get that money.
they were using it for other reasons. I think a lot of from what I heard, a lot of porn stars was using it for once the
Pandemic
going
hit.
to the store and buying it. Once that kind of cut down, they started using that as another means, and then it just kind of took off. But yeah, I've seen a girl say she's never like actually did nothing sexual on her OnlyFans. All she did was like cook and clean up in her bra and panties and stuff, and dude is like throwing money there. I'm like,
A lot of them say that. A lot of them say they don't really have to do anything
as
sexual. They just
as a woman, how can you ever be broke if that's all you have to do?
Listen,
Like,
Instagram got some of these chicks looking famous as hell.
Oh yeah, definitely. And them hoes be living in cars.
The internet is the new mega pimp, if you really think about it. And the internet got all its hoes in line. He's the best pimp in the world. I don't know who the internet is, but that nigga is the best pimp ever.
Oh, Chris said, yeah, it do be dudes buying like, let me purchase your panties and stuff like that. Like them, like it's some weird people in this world, man. But
oh yeah, there's a couple websites so you can make lots of money.
Women do it too, though. We can't just like women are paying for things too. Like it's not just men. I think men are just.
What are we paying for? Because
I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna find out.
This page. I'm not paying for no porn. I'm not paying to watch two people get it in when I'm just sitting there not getting it in. Why would I pay for that? That makes no sense.
It's weird
because you can feel the love.
Like Frieza said, he might want to feel the wind of the poop. He might want you to put some toilet paper right there, so when you do it, he can see the toilet paper.
Yeah, they gotta flat. If it don't wave like a flag, like an American flag, then it wasn't real.
Oh man, it's some sick people right here, man, for real.
Oh man.
So Freeze, that Blue had told us that you on your podcast, what are some of the things that y'all like? How long have you been doing podcasting, and what is some of the things that y'all incorporate within your podcast as far as like interacting with the audience?
As far as we've actually my podcast was like a long time coming. It's a trial and error process. It failed so many times. And then because before I was always trying to do it with my homies and different stuff like that, and we could never just sync up or get on the same page. So then finally, once pandemic hit, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just do a podcast. So I'm gonna do my own. I think by this time I had already started. I had gone on Turf Tales at one point in time as a co-host, And I was like, yo, I like that. I can see myself doing it again. Me and Dollar and 21 spoke, and then pretty much that's how that one became official, like a referee with a whistle. And then I was like, you know, I really want to do the podcast. Like the podcast is what I've always wanted to do, because like people have been telling me for the longest time that I should do one. Like I said, I always wanted to, but I just could never sync up. So I was like, fuck it, I'm doing this one on my own. And that's how Winging It came about. And then from there, it was just kind of, at first it was on Instagram. And with Instagram, we would interact with the guests, with the audience, because they have the little, you can pose the little questions on Instagram, stuff like that. And then from there, further on, we moved to, well, shit, on Turf Tales, like when we do the battles and stuff like that, we interact with the crowd, like we have them throw up. For instance, when MC such and such battles, they throw up the top hat. You know what I mean? If they fucking with such and such. When we did 50's 5, if they was fucking with the music, they would throw up the 5 or the 5 fingers. We pretty much just constantly, and that's why you see me looking down at my phone, because I look at the live chat. That's what we do. We just like we constantly interact while we're just watching it. That way we can kind of like reach back and forth to the live chat and still keep the conversation going for the audience that's not in the live chat as well.
It's more of a dialogue when you're looking at the chat, because like a lot of people, like I'll be telling people, like we got questions, like we come up with topics, but at the end of the day, we want y'all to drop in and pose these questions so we can answer them and give our opinions, and we try to be as raw as possible. And we had a couple of interviews. We tried the politician route for a little bit, and that was a whole different animal. We were just like, that. I don't know if you ever interviewed a politician like in the middle of it, but
it's different. It definitely when we like.
Hopefully y'all went out and voted today. Speaking of politicians, hopefully y'all went out and voted for whoever y'all wanted to vote for. If not, too bad. So don't get mad if you don't like who's in office. Just make sure y'all went and vote.
I didn't even know. There was
I didn't know that either. I just, when we decided to go the politician route for the weeks that we did it, it gave me an appreciation for news outlets whose sole audience is like, whose sole purpose is like, is the political realm. Because I can only imagine the type of information that they get before and especially after they interview somebody. Like that was something that I did not anticipate at all.
Yeah, it was a lot of listening. It was a lot of listening. Like I'm not saying it wasn't no good convo, but it was just different from what I think the idea was different from what we had in mind already. And
was it more dry?
It had dry spots.
Dry.
Like, but it was like to the point to where like if it was dry, it was kind of like we just sitting here, we just looking at the monitor, and we're not even on the podcast. And that it got to some points like that, and then after the last one, we kind of was like, yeah, I mean, this ain't it. It ain't it for us. And I was never into politics like that anyway, and I don't think that. I think it helped the case a little bit because I know a little bit of what goes in behind the scenes, but as far as like actually sitting down, if it's not like a cue card to where I got these specific questions that I'm gonna ask, and it's like bam bam, then I couldn't do it like this. How we doing now? I guess I don't know. I guess it depends on
a politician.
Say what?
I would fall asleep if I interviewed a politician.
Man, you should have seen Travis' face. If you would have seen,
he wanted to call out a lot of people on their BS, but he couldn't. But speaking of politicians, man, Caitlyn Jenner is supposed to be running for something.
Oh, mayor of
Bruce
California.
Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, whatever his name is. We don't need
I've been
any
working
dinners in the office for nothing.
I've been working on the campaign myself. It's in the works. I can't release nothing yet, but I've been working on the campaign myself.
Everybody running. I think I'm about to get in.
Fuck it, why not?
Fuck it,
You know what I realized? All you really have, like, and this sounds crazy, but all you really have to do is run and be popular enough on social media because you can get enough motherfuckers to write you in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we see that now. Now it's
of course.
People can you imagine somebody on social media just gets a million followers and gets enough people to write them in, and now we got this Instagram sensation.
We had a lot of people voting for not just Hennessy. We had a lot of people voting for that gorilla that killed that boy in the pit. Like a lot voting for stupid stuff. So
what?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, Harambe was on the ballot.
Oh man, come on.
Yeah.
See, this is why other countries laugh at America.
I forgot who was running for the president that year, but a lot of people vote. Exactly. Right in Hennessy, like
nobody takes America serious when it comes to politics. Like no other countries.
Like anytime, and I didn't even know. I thought there was like a certain criteria, like a database.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah, like a database or a platform that you had to like do all of that through. I didn't realize how easy it was until I was listening to the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne gave he gave a news station donkey of the day because he just wanted. I think he said he wanted to just say that, but apparently there was a candidate out in like Wyoming or Idaho or something like that had like I think like a 10 or 15% like. My apologies. I apologize about that. I'm
about to say what?
He had a 10 to 15.
He had a DJ Blue on us.
Oh yeah,
Don't do that.
Another message it was another message, but what it was is they reported on a guy that was a write-in, and the candidate was named D's Nuts.
Oh my God.
And
like,
and D's Nuts,
like that was his name?
Yeah, like literally. If you go look up D's Nuts Donkey of the Day, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
There was also a guy that ran. I forget where he ran at. I only know because I watched the history of swear words on Netflix, and there was a guy that ran for I think it was like a governor or mayor somewhere, but his name was Dick Sweat. Sweat was spelled SWETT. Dick Sweat.
Hey man, look. I always say, man, you gotta name. People need to take naming their kids a little bit more serious because there's no way he got bullied in school. There's no way he went through school and didn't get bullied. There's no way.
You really?
Of course.
Was that really his name?
Yeah, his name is Dick Sweat, and I want to say it was. I think they asked him to change it to Richard, but he said even when he ran, he kept it Dick Sweat because he had a feeling that it would help him win, and he did win. Because who ain't gonna get a chance to vote for Dick Sweat? Like,
wow. No comment on that.
How you name your kid?
Of Dick Sweat and Diggs.
How you name your kid?
On this topic of Dick Sweat and Diggs, I know one of y'all had brought up that topic. Do size matter? Which is crazy because we usually talk about this on my podcast. This is not a normal topic for us, but I guess you married people want to get into that topic.
Blue, you gotta say.
I guess you married people want to get into that topic and want to know do size matter. And the answer is. Of course it does. It does matter because
Blue, you got to pause when you transition. That was a hell of a transition.
Look, y'all weren't ready for it.
She said, speaking of dicks.
I'm sorry. This comment threw me off too.
Oh man. Oh, if you seen,
y'all brought it up. So
I don't know if Freezer, did you? I don't know if you heard her when she said it, but me and Travis is looking like.
and y'all got to realize too. So a lot of people, I know a lot of people don't understand, but I multitask a lot too. So right now I'm in the process of editing something, so I cannot see my screen. So I did not see y'all do the times out and the times all that. So I'm just speaking and talking. So that was funny though. Y'all over here like this, and I'm just over here editing something I didn't even realize. He was like,
I'm like Blue, hey Blue, you, hey Blue. Travis was like, that was a hell of a transition. Oh man. Oh yeah, but you said
it was like being in the car and the police turned on the lights and it turned into a high-speed chase.
Quick. Escalated quick.
Exactly.
But what was you say? You said the question was well, that would be a question that we have to have some actual
females on here to answer that question. But you know, I would definitely be happy to answer that question. Definitely, because the answer is yes.
But see, it's
but I'm gonna tell you why it matters. Not in a bad way. It's not in a bad way, because most people always say, "Oh, because you're too small and all that." No, it's not about that being small. We're not worried about that. It's being too big. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. We ain't trying to get stressed out every night. That's the problem.
I've never heard that before.
Yes.
In my life.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
No, I've been hearing that a lot lately. I actually been hearing.
Yeah, I've actually never heard that.
Like it's a couple videos on TikTok and the chicks like I just need 5 inches.
The world has changed from back in the day, because when they was in Studio 54,
they was getting Hercules.
Nah, that is a
you taking all of it, baby. It's that and Mandingo. Mandingo
it does matter, because like women don't want to be stressed out all the time. Like, but
my girl said size matters.
So what you're saying?
but not for the reason you said, because she said it should be better.
Well, hey, you be surprised. There's some big dudes with like some small ones that be kind of know what they doing, but I don't know. I just don't mess with big. No diss to you, Freezers. I know you're on your fitness, your healthness, man. No diss to anybody that's big, but I can't do the big dudes because y'all suffocate me. Then y'all know that now. So,
like husky dude.
Yes, like the husky, like
a DC
type dude. They suffocate you. They just get on time and just suffocate.
That's just lazy.
He said that's lazy. Yeah. Travis,
he got his shoulder. Travis,
that's just a lazy Negro.
Travis, what's that move? What's the move where you have his arm locked up in you? It's like a triangle or something.
What do you mean?
Like in submission. I've seen it. It's called a name. Like
MMA fighting.
Say you got somebody on the ground and their arm is up, but your arm is under theirs, and you can
it's called a head and arm choke or arm triangle.
Yeah, see, he doing that. That's what the big dude is doing when he got you like that, and he's just on top of you, and you can't even call for help.
You better hope that motherfucker don't have a heart attack. Could you imagine that shit?
You gotta tap. Man.
What if the motherfucker had a heart attack, or you
Well, first off, you don't let them stay on top that long to have a heart attack. So what you do, you just gotta pretend like you done, so they can be done.
So baby Blue Diamond, you fucking a fat dude. He got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and he just passed out on top of you.
Hey, don't be joking about that vaccine. I took that vaccine.
No, it came out. It was on the news.
I know. I took that vaccine and I'm fine. It's for people with underlying health conditions.
It was on the news and they said they're gonna stop it, and then they were just like, you know what?
All right, so
we already out here. Let's go ahead and finish it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't. I don't like the fact that one, they tend to be lazy, and two, man, they sweat more than the average person too. I can't deal with all the sweat and drip.
It's a basketball game, man.
It's just not. It's not. It's not.
You gonna get up?
If you start spending on me, I will literally sit there and fall asleep on you. I will fall asleep on you, and hope you figure it out.
You ain't gonna fall asleep on a big dude. You gonna wake up in heaven.
I'm gonna die on a big dude. I ain't gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna be dead.
You gonna wake up and be like, Lord, what happened? Like, yeah.
Wait, I'm from Texas. Oh, wait, Ben.
She gonna wake up and
Ben is a big dude. My bad, Ben. Ben said, wait, I'm from Texas. We all big in Texas. Some of the big guys got more rounds.
Yeah, listen.
There you go.
Listen.
Stand up for you.
I'm trying to figure out a way that I can say it when my girl won't come in and slap me, but he put it the best way. But listen, it's not like that, yo. Like, like you just gotta find yourself the right one. That's all you gotta do. You can tell.
Imagine
I'm not a sweater.
Imagine having car sex with the big dude that you talking about, Blue.
Well, I'm not doing that because if it's hard for me,
that one might be a bit much. Unless
we can't never. If it's hard, I'm not. No,
those windows.
I'm not even gonna imagine that. And now you got that in my head.
Car sex in a Denali.
That's a bad picture.
For some reason, I ain't even trying to be funny, but I seen these big dudes. I'm talking about big dudes being these little cars. Like, why you get? It got to be a financial decision. But you should not be allowed to get in a Honda Civic. You should not be able to do that.
Fucking them
Why not? Listen, if you chill, it depends. If it's a coupe, maybe not a hatchback though.
But I'm talking about like the old Civics, like Fast and the Furious Honda Civics. Like those are not meant to be. And then in Texas, I'm just speaking from a Texas. Like the roads are horrible here, especially in San Antonio. Like
they ain't worse than New York or New Jersey.
It probably
is with all this construction too on top of that. Nah.
Man, look, these potholes are craters. Like you can literally. I seen a video compilation of people hitting potholes and it's flipping their cars over. I'm like, you should be able to sue the city.
I don't mean to laugh. That's not funny, but that's crazy. Oh,
like,
shit.
Like it's a compilation.
I just thought about how that would feel. Like, could you imagine like you driving and you jam into your shit? And you just hit a pothole and go in your car, just woo. That you gonna slow down like a movie.
You'd be like, what the hell did I hit? And you go back and
driving down O'Connor to go to my house. That's one big dip. And I feel bad because like I try to warn people about the dip before the light. But sometimes I forget, and I feel bad, and they just going fast and hit that dip.
Now, see, if you got a Honda Civic, you're going to scrape the whole bottom of your car.
Like, that dip is so bad that people literally pull over to make sure they're okay. My tire's okay?
Yeah, man, if you're in an SUV, you might be good. But if you're in a car, like, you're going to scrape it. And it's going to be a loud. It ain't going to be no, it's going to be...
And you fly.
That's gonna be a problem for me because I drive a Lamborghini with a Toyota Corolla kit.
You drive a what?
A Lamborghini with a Toyota Corolla kit.
You got one of those hot shot cars.
So I view it like this. I work so damn hard to be welded in a Toyota. Lincolns or Cadillacs might be out of my price range, but I'm gonna work hard enough to be in that price range.
Hey, look.
Yeah, that's true though, because it is just a stepping stone.
You say what?
We're not talking about the car. We're not talking about the kind of car you drive. We're talking about the size of the car for your for your size. That's all.
Like you should.
We don't want you in no small little buggy. Like you can't fit a small little buggy.
But sometimes if
you 320 and up, sedans is no longer a part of your life.
But not just weight size too, height size too. There be some tall people with some small cars, and I'll be like, dude, your car
gotta be a financial situation. It's definitely gotta be a financial situation because there's no way. Like even with so my wife has a Chevy Impala, but I drive it. We got a Chevy Impala and we got a Traverse. So she drives the Traverse. It's the SUV. I drive the Impala, but I'm 5'9". 5'10" if the sun is right and the clouds is light on a good day and the wind is blowing at a certain. I'm 5'10", but it's still like I gotta pull myself out of that.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right because I'm about the same height and I go through that same shit. But it's like And sometimes it's not even so much like, for me, it's not even so much the leg room area, because surprisingly enough, some of them small cars, the leg room is decent. It's the door to center console ratio that you worried about now.
Right.
Like, no matter where you like that be my one issue. Like, it's almost like my shit is a 2-seater, realistically. And by 2-seater, I mean front seat, back seat, because when I get in the car, I lean over. My arms in the passenger seat. Like, that's how I drive. I drive leaning on the passenger seat.
Oh, okay.
This shit be going off. Like, if the car be going off, like I need to put the seatbelt on because I'm leaning on the passenger seat. But listen,
I never understand how you guys can drive with your seats all the way down like that. Like, how do y'all guys do that?
I be cool. I'll be driving. This shit don't bother me.
It don't hurt your back. Like, y'all need back support. Like, I don't know.
You gotta be certified.
You gotta be at least like 6'4".
That's all core work.
And then I don't know why women feel like it's so cute when guys be turning with the one hand like that's like, and that's not the cutest thing.
Everybody can't do that though.
That's true, but that don't make you sexy.
That makes you rare. Rare is always good.
I guess so. So let me share this. When I was in prison, they always told me I get out, I would be flipping tacos. Big Meech told me I never value yourself for your goals. Never devalue yourself for your goals.
Meech told you that?
I don't know who Big Meech is, but
you don't know who Big Meech
from BMF.
BMF.
It must have been a quote. That last part had to be a quote. Never devalue. Just never devalue yourself for your goals.
You don't remember? I think I'm Big Meech.
Yeah.
Apparently, word is Meech didn't really like that.
Nah, he didn't.
Nah.
I don't really think he cut for Rick Ross.
Nobody really liked Rick Ross pretending to be everybody else but himself.
I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. I'm like, nigga, no, you not.
He's gonna have a double headstone. It's gonna have mad names on it.
Front and back.
It's gonna be Renzel, Rose, Ricky Fontaine, whatever he calling himself. But I will say this: I respect that man hustle like a motherfucker. Though.
Rick Ross.
Yeah, you can't take that away from him. Not at all.
Respect that man hustle like
I thought 50 was gonna end it. I thought 50 was gonna end it.
Nah. 50 spent all. 50 had already put all his energy in the job because that was a personal situation on top.
Yeah, it was.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I feel like the one person, and I'm saying this now because I went back and listened to a Cosmic Kev interview from like a year ago, like a year and a half ago, something like that, where 50 came up there and Kev was like, and those who don't know who Cosmic Kev is, he's pretty much the Funk Flex of Philly.
Right. I remember that freestyle thing he did with Gilly and not Gilly, Cassidy and
ARF,
yeah.
So like, you know, it what's his name? And even Nori on Drink Champs has said something about it.
Oh
and
shit, Ben said he was with me.
Yeah, like they couldn't believe that, that Fat Joe and 50 had squashed their beef, right? Because they was into it behind Ja Rule, behind Joe helping Rule out on that I'm from New York. On that New York track. So 50 explained it and he was like, well, there was really no direct issue with them, other than they were trying to help him survive what I was doing. So that's the whole reason they went at him. Well, he went at them because he's giving them that Jai's feeding off the energy that comes along with Joe or Kiss doing business with him, doing music with him. But for Jai and 50, that was a real life situation. That was a real life issue.
Yeah, I remember
and they just happened to be rappers, and I feel like that was 50's sole purpose
of rapping.
Yeah,
In
like
the beginning.
at the time that he came, with the time he came out, I feel like that job was Murder Inc. with the people he needed to get rid of at all costs. So now when you see him beefing with other people, like on the music side, like Rick Ross, there's something that Snoop said a long time ago, and he said it with like when you going up against somebody with a fan base, you better make sure your fan base is a lot stronger than his, because that fan base is gonna drown that bullshit out.
Right.
And as much money and as much whatever that 50 got, yeah, like he came with some haymakers. He had Ross baby mama on This Is 50 on doing an interview. He took a shot, and he was doing a whole bunch of different shit. But guess what didn't stop?
Listen,
Ross is bad. People still buying albums.
Ross won that one.
Be attached to anything that he
did.
So
Rick Ross definitely won that little, all that little shit that was going on.
I'm a 50 fan, but Ross won that all day. Yeah, you can't take that away. Like, nah. And where some, like, because you got to think about it, like sometimes a lot of people where people go wrong is they respond to 50 because he'll humiliate you. But like Ross responded and still like kept getting that shit. Nothing, like you said, nothing slowed down for him. Like he just kept going. It was almost like he played it so hard that it was like he the tracks he was dropping. Like I was so mad at some of the, as a 50 fan, like I was so mad at some of the tracks that Ross was dropping, because I'm like, damn, that shit is hard. Like
right. Yeah.
Like and Ross got
like that was
and Ross got flow to him, man. Ain't like Ross ain't talented.
Right.
His word,
right.
He can put some bars together. You feel what I'm saying? He done had hits.
So speaking of music, right? A little bit of since you from that East Coast, how do you feel about the rap scene now on the East Coast versus how, I guess I'm pretty sure it's not the same as it was back then, but how you feel about the new talent that's coming out as far as like the East Coast?
I mean, to be honest, like I don't really listen to a lot of East Coast. Like I listen to certain people and I hear certain things, and there is some talent coming up out here. Like I do enjoy your Chef G's and Sleepy Hollows, and there are a couple other people that I enjoy. Of course, I fuck with Bobby.
Welcome Home, Schmurden.
But you know, I fuck with Fabulous. You know, but that Fabulous is like old school. That's not really like new school.
Right,
but like as far as like what's going on, you want me to be honest? Like I listen to a lot of the Squad, and then which is King OG and SK, motherfucking King OG and King OG and Chris Kennedy just dropped a project each on 420. Stoner Simpson and Smoking Session. So that's what I've been listening to a lot of. SK dropped one on April 19th. That was Still Bad and Precious. But if I'm not listening to like, and SK got another project, Durantula, I bumped that a lot. So like if I'm not listening to none of that, like then I'm listening to like TSF. I'm listening to a lot of West Coast artists. Listen to artists from the Midwest. I'm listening to artists from the South, but I really don't listen to too much East Coast. Like I feel like I listen to everything else, but I listen to a lot of DC artists. Right. I listen to all kinds of music. Like it's just never like it just depends on how I'm feeling at that moment. So some nights I'll be sitting out here and I might put on some Oasis, or it's late. Like listen, at the end of the night when I be at work and I'm waiting for shift change, I might be in that motherfucker listening to motherfucking Britney Spears just because the fuck I can. Like it.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of I used to be heavy on West Coast. Like literally my first album that I ever bought was Doggy Style. So I was big on West Coast. So I was Snoop, I was West Side Connection, Ice Cube, Mac 10, Dub C, Short. I was big over there. And then because for a while Texas didn't have like a big rap scene until like Swisher House started popping off, like in the 90s. Then you had all these other artists from Houston and Dallas and stuff. Then that's when I was like, okay, well, South, we got our own little thing. Besides like.
Time out.
All right, so listen.
I wouldn't say that. D, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say like Texas didn't have a huge rap scene, because you got to remember too, the Ghetto Boys was well before.
Yeah.
Y'all had that.
I'm saying like how how Houston like took over. Like,
oh, you mean like just like an entire like a movie?
Yeah, like it wasn't like it wasn't like a whole bunch of it. Like, we had Scarface in them, but like it wasn't like an abundance of it.
Right.
But before Swisher House, and Screw and all that started, then you seen like a whole bunch of people. That's when the Little Flips and all that came through. And of course, Atlanta had
Screw too. Like that's like honestly, like I probably say I listened to even as I was growing up, like even when I was younger, like I listened to a lot of Texas artists when I was. It's just one. I don't know. It's like I've always my major regions have been Texas, New Orleans, St. Louis, like DC area. Like I don't know. Like it's just so like even when I think back, like now, even when I was a kid, I remember one of my favorite songs was "Wanna Be a Baller."
Yeah,
Shot caller. That used to be my shit growing up. Like you couldn't like
that was that was so like. In the clubs here in high school, like that when that came out, Southside, like Houston really
a lot of people don't know that Dougie was in Texas before that. Them niggas on the West Coast stole it.
Yeah.
That was a
Dougie was in Texas. I remember that was my jam. Yeah, and then I was like, who the fuck is these Cali Swag District niggas?
I was at that video shoot when Dougie Fresh came down and was in the video.
Right.
That's dope.
He was there.
That was Dallas. That's that Dallas, that South Dallas.
Like I'm from the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Yeah, when that song came out, it was on fire. And then the West Coast took it, and it kind of like people forgot where it came from. Like
it's just like the Harlem Shake. I don't know who came up with. Remember in 2010?
That was the first time I seen that was with Diddy when it was that song
Harlem Shake.
Yeah. Make that money, take that money.
Exactly.
No way. That's the first time I seen that.
And then somebody came and stole it.
Black Rob, man.
You say what?
I said, speaking of that, R.I.P. Black Rob.
Yeah, man. See, this is another freezes. I don't know. So every week we do podcasts on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I shit you not, for a minute every week, every time we do a podcast, we RIPing somebody, another brother that used to be, you know what I'm saying, up there, and then I can't like Diddy. I don't know. Diddy is. I'm starting to get a bad. I really didn't really mess with him in the first place, but like he's not doing, like he's doing the people that was under him like dirty, like.
But Black Rob was like a real live drug addict, I don't
know how he. I don't even know how he ended up dying anyway.
That's like one of those things. Like you got to realize, like they were still out here doing certain things, like. And all right, for all intents and purposes, Puffy is poisoned to an extent, but like not everything is his fault. Like Black
Rob death is his fault. I'm just saying
but no, I feel like Black Rob. I don't think because realistically, like I don't know, and maybe just being on Bad Boy, makes you go crazy because just having that kind of fame, like you got to think about it. Black Rob had crazy fame. And probably none of the paper to go with that fame because he wasn't really producing work like that. So it's like
I don't remember one song from Black Rob, really.
I mean, honestly, don't get it twisted. Two of my favorite albums are Life Story and the Black Rob Report. Like I can still play the Black Rob Report right now, and and when certain songs come on, I can still spit the whole song verbatim. I like Black Rob, but it's like Black Rob still had his own personal demons that he was dealing with. So that's why like he couldn't go. Like even I don't know if you noticed, but G Dep, remember G Dep, the one that did the song?
Yeah.
He's in jail right now because he went and confessed to a murder from the 80s. Like randomly just went and confessed to a murder.
That he did years ago. And it
So,
just happened that they were still. It just so happened, like yeah. I think it's something. I think it was something to the effect of it. They made it a cold case, but it was still people like certain people were still kind of asking about that situation because it was literally no witnesses. There was no evidence. There was no nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So really. For me, I don't know if it was just he decided, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't think without something aiding that or supporting that or causing him to do that, I don't think he does that on his own. I feel like it's something that happened or that he saw at Bad Boy during his time there that really fucked with his conscience and was like, you know what? I need to go make this, you know what I'm saying? I need to go make this right somehow.
That's
whether it was a conversation or something, he saw something happen for him to go want to do that because there was literally no.
You said it was from the 80s?
So plot twist. What if Diddy paid this nigga a gang of cash for something that he did and told this nigga to go take that charge and sit down. When you get out, I got a pile of money for you. Conspiracy theory thought, not just.
Hey man,
yeah, but did G-Dep really know that? Yeah, but did Dep really know Puff at the time when that murder happened?
But he might not have. But what I'm saying is, when he was on Bad Boy, maybe he could. Maybe Diddy told him like, "Look, people still asking questions about this. I need you to do this for me, baby. I got a pile of cash for you when you get out. It's Bad Boy, bitch. Just go ahead and sit down for 2 years, and I got you."
You're gonna take that.
Hey, exactly. Like take that 20 years.
You never know. Me personally, I couldn't do that.
No, not at all.
I'm sorry, you can't pay me enough money to go sit in prison, man.
I always tell my homeboys like, when I used to like when we was like kicking it tough, I would be like, look, bro, if I'm coming to pick you up and you got something on you and we get pulled over, don't look for me to be like, that's my stuff. Like if you a man, like you say you are, if you a real nigga, like you said, you gonna eat that yourself. That shows. It shouldn't be no discussion. And I've had some homeboys that took some time for some other homies, and it's not even like they couldn't even borrow $5 from that person now.
I feel like that's a selfish thing to ask somebody. Like it's one thing, you know, it's one thing to not tell. You feel what I'm saying? To get, you know, so you know what I'm saying? So your kinfolk ain't in no fucked up situation. That's one thing. But if, like you said, if we riding and you know you got something on you, and we get pulled over and all that, bro, I'm not taking that charge for you. Like I'm not, but bro, that's not mine. And
you got people that be mad at you that you didn't do that. Like, bro, I got a whole family at the crib.
All right, so
yeah, and then he got a whole family.
So
and then he got a whole
to this day, I have a homie, and he's still my. To this day, I have like this homie, and he's still my homie for this reason. But like, we were, you know, life comes at you fast. We get into a situation, and now we're sitting in a cell that night, and he looks at me and he goes, "Yo, if you want me to take any of that, let me know, and I will." And I'm like, "Nah, nigga, we grown men. Like, I knew what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I had it on me." But he offered to take something. That's something different. Now, that's the real nigga. I still told him no because at the end of the day, he still had his own shit. But he at least like he didn't even have to offer. Like, and I told him no. But at the same time, that's just what it was. You know what I mean? Like, that's some real shit.
Yeah. It ain't even the fact that it's not even the fact that he did it. I mean, like that you gave him some. It was just the fact that, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I was with you. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like what's going on? Let me soften what might be coming your way, and then be like, okay, well, this
ain't that what Bobby did with his homies, right?
Yeah,
ain't that pretty much?
They're pretty much, and like, you know what I mean? That's real shit though. Like, that's all you get for at that moment in time. I had to accept the decline, which I declined, but like, you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. Like, I respect him so much more, and like at the end of the day, that's like a brother to me because of that situation.
Yeah.
That's real. That's man. You don't find too many. It ain't too many like homies, thorough homies that's around nowadays. You know, those most people are living in this fantasy world, or like you say, selfish.
Yeah.
So it's all about them at the end of the day.
You want to hear the double-edged side to that story?
What's up?
The what?
The other homie the other quote unquote homie that was involved in that situation, he wasn't in no trouble that day. He just happened to be like there, but he wasn't in no trouble. There was no nothing. He took these niggas to his house and gave him a gun and some other shit and tried to say it was mine, but it was in his house.
Wow.
This was a time ago, you know what I mean? But that shit, it was crazy because it was, nigga, like, I didn't do that shit.
Man, don't just be giving me nothing.
But like, you know, and at the end of the day, that shit it got tossed out because it wasn't in my presence, it wasn't in my residence, none of that shit. But like at the end of the day, it's like, this is another grown man on the same side of that coin who was like, look, I don't want nothing to do with this. This is a quick time to jump ship and get everything off of me. And he threw a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Like when you do stuff like that, or if you get hemmed up, you don't just throw your problems or throw the consequences of your conscious decision on another person, and you don't ask to me, like, bro, you don't. I feel like you shouldn't be especially if that's your homie, and that's your real partner, and you know he got shit going on,
right?
You know what I'm saying? That can change a lot of people's lives or whatever. I wouldn't dare ask my homeboy, hey man, look, man, I know you got X, Y, and Z going on. I know you looking at you about to do some big things or whatever. But look, man, man, say all this shit as I got you while you gone or whatever the case may be. Like, what?
Yeah, I had a homie.
That's wrong.
I had one of my homies. This is one of the dudes that I cut for. That since I've been knowing since pretty much middle school, but I had him and another homie was riding around, and they pretty much was riding dirty, and they got pulled over, and my homie took the rap for my other homie, but my other homie that was in the car had a future going, his basketball shit, like he was getting that, so he said, look, man, I'm gonna take this, but just look out for me. You know what I'm saying? He said, because you don't need to mess up your basketball shit for something like this.
And that's
real.
That's real.
Right. And then now my homie is hooping. He doing his thing. He, you know what I'm saying? He was overseas for a minute, and I think he even played in the NBA for about a year. So, and he's still hooping to this day. But you're not gonna get. I'm not gonna say that I would do that in that position.
Franchise.
Say what?
Oh no! Somebody just came into the franchise. Just came into the
okay.
The live chat. I saw.
Yeah. So I don't know. It depends on the time. If I wasn't married and no kids and something like that,
yeah,
I wouldn't trip. But now I can't see it, man. I just can't see it. It would have to be a dire. I don't know. I can't even say that because I'm like, man, it's too many of us. Our dads is locked up anyway. It's too many of us growing up without our father in the house anyway. And for me, I wouldn't say I'm selfish for doing that, but it's kind of like you put yourself in a hard place because you want to be that homie, but at the same time, you know, you got your kids and your wife at the house that depended on you to protect and all this stuff. So you gotta kind of weigh out your options. At the same time, if your homie can't understand that
wasn't your homie in the first place,
right? That's kind of.
Furthermore, if you got somebody around you like that, like the type of people I got in my circle, whatever that they do, they gonna stand on it and take whatever consequences come with it. You feel what I'm saying? Especially if they doing something that they know. You know what I'm saying? It holds these certain consequences, there's certain ramifications that come with it. We are never asking each other to take something for them that we had, especially when we had no
affiliate. You wasn't affiliated with it.
Yeah, we wasn't affiliated with that. Like, bro, you went like, and especially like if we told you, hey man, that probably ain't the best move right now. You go do it anyway. Don't come like that. That's just not. We stand on our own shit. You feel what I'm saying? That, like I said before, like you don't do nothing purposely to put your homie in a position to where, you know, he's in a fucked up situation.
Nah, and if your homie know that you a family guy and you on that straight and narrow place, he shouldn't even feel comfortable putting you in that situation.
Your friends wouldn't do that to you.
Right. So you got to question that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so for me, I think I have that kind of respect as far as like my homies. My homies already know, hey man, look, you got your family, you got your wife and your kids at the crib though, you know. Like if it's something at the club that happened, if we go out or something like that, hey man, go ahead and take off and shit like that. I'm like, nah, nigga, like I'm getting down too. Like, nah, because if it goes wrong, we don't need you. We need you, you know, representing, you know, the ones that's actually taking care of their family and shit like that. We don't need you in here with all this foolishness because this ain't your arena no more. You know, you done moved on. So I mean, I respect both parts. I've been on both ends. I've been in plenty of brawls in the club, and I've also been ones that's like, hey man, you need to get up out of here because it's about to go down. So
yeah.
But
before we sign off, it's like you at the end you get to the point where you gotta humble yourself down and you realize these things. It's like it's ways to handle things and ways to go about things, and there's certain things you do and you just don't do no more. And then even like with it's just ways you move after a while. You can't keep carrying on in such a manner, yo. Mm-hmm. And then like if you start like especially if you like 40 years old, you can't be selling dime bags no more. Like it's a time to stop that shit. Like
right, petty crime.
Like I mean, like
if you ain't moved up by now,
at that point in time, at that point in time, you might as well just work a 9 to 5.
Zero said if you in the same position as I was when I was in the 90s, if you still in that same position doing that stuff, you just let it go, bro. It ain't even worth it because you ain't upgrading. You ain't doing nothing better.
You are wasting time.
You wasting time and you putting a lot of people in danger for you being petty. I call that petty. If you 40, 45 in this day and age, even if you selling that dimes at this, what are you doing? You ain't making no money worth going to jail for. That's for sure.
Shit, and chances are the ticket and the court fees is gonna cost way more than what they actually found on you.
Right, definitely.
Right, franchise.
Yeah, that franchise. That's real. That's definitely real.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight, man. We had Chris. Hey, Chris, we're gonna have you back on game night, man. You got to go against Travis this time, though. Travis said he ready for the smoke.
What is game night?
Huh? Oh, so once a month we have game night. So last month, it was me versus Chris, and we was doing music. Was it 90s and early 2000s? Music, and Chris know his music. He know he knows soundtracks and everything. He kind of really killed me on the low.
He really did. You ever watch a Golden State game and they blowing niggas out, but then like toward the end of the game, like the final score really reads like they only lost by 9.
Right.
But they were down 25 and 30 the entire.
That's exactly how it was.
That's how that was.
It was bad, but he know his music, he know his movies and everything, and I was just like, I started off good though. I ain't gonna even lie. First half, you know what I'm saying, I came out hot, but this that second half,
the question 4 or 5, it just
it went downhill from there. I was like, you know what? I said, I'm just gonna give it up. Shout out to Lauren, man. She one of the top braiders, man. If anybody on here is in San Antonio, hit her up for the braids, the dreads, and all that. She'll get you right. What's the name of the place you at, Lauren? It's called Chop It Up. There you go, Chop It Up.
She over there with Vince.
Yeah, shout out to Papa's Grill too. Y'all going to this? He an artist in San Antonio, man. He got the Slim Thug vibe going. You can catch him on Spotify and all that stuff. Yeah. So before, here we go, right here. Elite Style.
No, not Chop It Up. Is it Chop? I thought you said Chop It Up.
Yeah, I think Chop It Up is around the corner from me, but I think it's the new spot in Shirts.
Yeah, I think that's the spot I'm talking about. I'm thinking that was the name of the shop.
Yeah, so holler at her, man. Hit her up on the inbox and on IG and everything. She got her catalog up there, and she been putting in work. So holler at her.
Wait a minute, I just realized who Lauren was. I asked about a year ago. I asked like who can do something with my head, and I posted a picture. And like everybody was tagging her. Mm-hmm. And she was like putting her some of her work in the San Antonio support Black business page. Right. I just never linked up with her from the
yeah. She A1 with it. She been doing it for a while. She just recently like just got out there and like put her work out there. So she been holding it down, man. So shout out to her. Because you know that business is tough, it's competitive too. So, you know, she holding it down out there. So
she a fool with it. I seen her.
Right.
She a fool with it.
Right. So Freezes, before we sign out, man, your shout outs, man, any shout outs, drop, you know, your social media, and also tell everybody when your podcast actually jump off.
All right. Real quick, shout out Overtime Hustling 21K, Kingo G, SK the Rider, Cuzzo Bottom Dollar, Miles Custom and Vinyls, Level 21K, franchise in the comments. See if I'm forgetting anybody. Shout out Keith G, my co-host of Winging It with me. Kennedy, 5'1". Grizz, anybody I'm forgetting, shout out everybody. You can catch me on Winging It Wednesday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. 11 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Alaskan, and I believe it will be 10 p.m. your time. I don't know what time that is.
Yeah, that's we're out behind.
If you want it. And then we're live. You can find us on you can check out Overtime Hustling YouTube page, or you can go to overtimehustling.com and you can catch the podcast there as well. You can also see me co-hosting Turf Tales with the homie Bottom Dollar every Friday night at midnight Eastern, 11 p.m. your time.
What's that about? 9
p.m. Pacific. With Turf Tales?
Yeah.
Turf Tales is we have all kinds of guests on. We have musicians. We've actually been incorporating freestyle battles. Turf Tail, it's you know, it's like it's an urban open forum podcast is that's what I would describe it if I was to say that, like an urban open forum podcast. We talk with underground artists. We talk with this past Friday we had a bunch of the guys from Street Beefs up there. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, we had a bunch of the guys from Street Beefs up there. So, you know, we just a week before last, we had Franchise up there and AD Walker. So we just have different guests every week. And like I said, me and Bottom Dollar and DJ Despair, who's our DJ, we sit down, we have conversation, and we kind of just talk about any projects that they got coming out or anything they got going on. We talk about current events, various things.
Okay, that's what's up. So, and that's on what day? On Friday?
That's on Fridays.
Okay.
And like I said, it's the overtime. You can go to the YouTube page, the Overtime Hustling YouTube page, or you can go to overtimehustling.com and you can find the podcast and things there.
Okay.
If you're looking for me, if you want to find me on social media, it's at Freezus_Christ. That's FREEZUS_Christ, KHRIST. So
and that's on all your social media?
That's on all my social media. I don't really be on Facebook, but if you're looking for me on Facebook, it's Stocky Balboa.
Stocky Balboa.
I got you. Like the crazy thing is, you think Rick Ross got names? I got names. Like I change my name probably every 4.
It's a name for it, right? Like how you got like different nicknames. It's like it's something that is called like it's called. I can't think of what it's called. Huh?
Aliases.
Is it aliases?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I heard Zero say, I don't know, he might have just used a different word that's just meant the same. But yeah, because you know he got Zero got all those aliases that he got too on his. I think Killer Calion got the most. I don't know if anybody know who Killer Calion is, man. He from Houston. He go, that dude can spit, man.
Boy,
he got a mixtape called 30 for 30, man. That
30 days, 30
days, 30 deaths, man. They say he killing it on there, but he got a lot of those too. And him and Zero, they be that out. Yeah, Killer Calion, man. He on YouTube. I think you can find that on all platforms. I think Spotify and everything. I got it on Spotify, so
I got it on Apple Music.
Yeah, it's called 30 for 30, but he got a lot more than that. It's just the 30 for 30 was so crazy because he did a song every day. Every day he dropped a song for 30 days, and then he put it out like in a mixtape. But
what it do? 5 Bill according to Killsport live from the Houston Zoo at 2.
Man, he be spitting. Killer Calion, he kind of slept on I don't know why, but he kind of slept on. But dude is lyrical. He got another mixtape called Lorraine. What's the place? What Martin Luther King got killed? Lorraine Hotel, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got a mixtape called Lorraine Hotel too. It's regular and chopped and screwed, but he got it's more of a conscious man say.
Yeah,
He talking on.
Yeah, definitely check Killer out though.
Yeah, he talking on that, but man, this is your boy D, aka Live at 5. Got T1 in the building. We got Freezus Christ. Shout out to Baby Blue. She had to bounce. She was going to Epic. I think she had a show tonight, so she had to leave early. It was either that or her signal, one of the two. Her signal be jumping. It be jumping over there. But man, shout out to
she's still in it.
You say what?
I appreciate you, gentlemen. I said she's still in Wi-Fi.
Yeah. No, man. Appreciate you for coming on, man, and being a guest, man. We always appreciate our guests, and then you brought some people with you too. So shout out to everybody.
I always try to bring people with me.
Yeah, that's good though. That's good though. Cross promotion, you know what I'm saying? That's awesome. So But with that said, man, well, you asked.
I appreciate y'all gentlemen having me.
No problem, man. Anytime. We're gonna have you on again, man.
You guys gotta come have some wings with me.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Most definitely. We ready. I'm always ready to be on another podcast. So
definitely. We have a good time.
We about to sign off, man. See y'all Wednesday. You know, What You Ask Wednesdays. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram. We got Twitter and all the music, all the audio outlets, Spotify, iTunes. I think we own. She said something. A couple of other
radio.
Yeah.
What time is your podcast?
On Wednesdays it's at 8, but that's usually like our more fun podcast. We don't try to talk to, deep social issues and stuff like that. We kind of try to. It's kind of like the Ratchet Day. We talk about like TikTok videos and.
My podcast is on Wednesdays at 11 my time, 10 your time.
Yeah, we'll be done with ours by then.
Yeah,
that's usually our show. You said what?
I said, we could definitely work something out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if all else fails, if we on there on Wednesdays, we'll just tell everybody to tune in to the podcast. We're gonna be, guests on this, so we'll bring our crowd onto your platform. So definitely. It'll all work out. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all tune in next week, man. We about to sign off, man. Peace.
Peace. Have a good night.
Yeah.